What's up, y'all? This is Mr. Let Go, and I have a new theory pertaining to Charlie Kirk and what happened to him. And what I need you guys to do is to, one, watch this video all the way to the end and let me know what you think about it. And this may actually be the answer we've all been looking for. Check this out. So I was watching Candace's show the other day, and somebody wrote into her show and said this.
This was echoed by people in the fashion industry. Your mind is asking the right questions. What is the charred, burned thing on the ground? It is his shirt. I have taken care of multiple burns as a plastic and reconstructive surgery nurse, and that is his shirt. How? Just flatten out that bunched up piece, flatten it out in your mind, flip over the right side in your mind.
Here is the thing that brings up this new theory.
The top part is the bloody top of the white shirt. The back is scorched. Why? How? Because electrical current is hot. Because electrical current is hot. Because electrical current is hot.
Why is electrical current flowing through a shirt? And on top of that, Charlie Kirk was handed a special shirt that has never been in their inventory. My theory, which isn't just my theory, it's actually our theory because I heard it from the mommy sleuths. So shout out to the mommy sleuths. But this theory may actually blow this whole case out of the water. What if electrical wiring was stitched throughout the neckline of Charlie Kirk's polyester shirt? So to give you an understanding of how possible this can be, here is some white jogger pants with a black drawstring. And as you can see, you do not see the black drawstring through the lining of these jogging pants. And I'm showing you a drawstring. Just imagine if it was wiring. So altogether, what if they purposely gave Charlie Kirk a special polyester shirt that had electrical wiring stitched in the collar or anywhere else in the shirt? And like I've heard Baron Coleman say with a different context, he was electrocuted. But this is just a theory. But let's hear more about this phantom shirt that just showed up out of nowhere that somebody else chose to give to Charlie Kirk for him to wear.
People that were sending us the inside of their FREEDOM shirts that they purchased, they thought from Turning Point USA following Charlie's assassination. They sold you a cheaper version of what Charlie was wearing. Right
there. This is telling you that Charlie Kirk had on a special type of shirt that was totally different than the typical FREEDOM shirt that his fans were wearing.
So you guys sent it, like, Candace, it's all cotton, the FREEDOM shirt, it's all cotton. Well, that's not what Charlie was wearing on September 10th. For whatever reason, Charlie was wearing a customized Carhartt shirt.
So the shirt he's wearing was customized. Why was it customized? How was it customized?
See, in the right-hand corner, we have that Carhartt logo. So you guys were sold a cheaper version. It would, however, be interesting to know who had this custom shirt made for Charlie.
In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, somebody may have manufactured a shirt that was stitched with electrical wiring, and somebody like Rick Cutler, possibly, around Charlie Kirk, had a remote that closed the circuit and it remotely electrocuted Charlie. I gotta make this disclaimer. Rick Cutler did not unalive Charlie Kirk. Rick Cutler did not have a trigger anywhere in his shirt that electrocuted Charlie Kirk. All of this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just a theory. This is just my opinion. Don't sue me.
I can tell you that also is new. That brand is new. At every Turning Point college stop that I ever did with Charlie, we just wore typically the same t-shirts that the student chapter was wearing.
The brand was new. Not the brand, but the shirt was new. But how did he get the shirt? We'll get into that in a second.
I don't think I have ever worn a polyester shirt at Turning Point on campus ever. You could go back and look and let me know. Campus, class, wherever the t-shirts were that reflected the tour that we were on is what we were wearing.
So polyester is a very important aspect of this whole situation.
From Charlie's, second or third or fourth assistant, Nate Walker.
I was Charlie's executive assistant. The day-to-day Charlie, make sure he has his food, water, clothes, all the stuff that he doesn't need to think about. I would do for him. And
clothes? How'd you do clothes?
Yeah, you figure that out. It was difficult. Not the easiest job.
We have the clothing racks in the warehouse.
Yeah, some days I would just have to guess, figure out what is Charlie going to want to wear today. And sometimes I'd be right, sometimes not. But
well, can I ask you, this is not to take it to a darker place, but we're all wearing these FREEDOM shirts, the same shirt that Charlie was wearing. Is there a story behind this shirt?
Yeah, so we usually bring a couple shirts to the campus stops. And I asked Charlie in the car, I go, Charlie, what shirt do you want to wear? He goes, I want to wear the FREEDOM shirt.
He's always wearing a FREEDOM shirt. And on top of that is almost always a black FREEDOM shirt that he wore on the tours. But as we all know, on this particular shot at UVU, it was a white FREEDOM shirt.
Okay, so he went on and did this difficult task of picking out shirts, and then Mikey McCoy comes out and tries to make it seem like it was a really hard thing to pick out a t-shirt.
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense. Charlie Kirk doesn't seem like the fashionable person that would have a whole wardrobe of outfits to wear to a college event. Just put on a shirt and go out there. Why do you need an assistant to hand you a shirt or to give you a selection of shirts? They're just shirts. It's not like he's wearing suits, because when it comes to suits, I would understand this. We're talking about shirts at a college event.
We have the room. It's got a lot of t-shirts. And this guy, Nate Walker, like grabbed a couple and then I guess turned to Charlie and said, which one would you like to wear? And Charlie said, I don't want to be controversial. I'm not known for being controversial.
Right there. That means Nate Walker most likely was lying. Why? Because when have you known Charlie Kirk to not want to be controversial? There's no way in this world Charlie Kirk himself said, well, I want to wear this particular shirt because I don't want to be controversial. That's his whole thing, to be controversial.
Because it says freedom and because it's not controversial. And then when she asked, what were the other options? He's like, I don't remember. So I did happen to ask some Turning Point employees, former and current, if Carhartt was one of their vendors. And I was told no.
No, Carhartt is not one of their freaking vendors. So where did they get a Carhartt shirt from to give to Charlie? They're not making freedom shirts for anybody. How did he end up with this shirt?
Because it's quite an expensive shirt, actually. And I don't remember us having ever worked with that. That what we were looking at was the remains of a t-shirt. Huh? I went, what? Excuse me?
That's a
okay,
shirt.
What are we talking about? We had a range, by the way. We had people who were stay-at-home mothers who have sewed their own kids' clothing, people in the fashion industry, and on top of that, doctors, plastic surgeons who emailed and said, you are looking at a shirt. They were informing me that when polyester mix or entirely polyester shirts burn, they turn into what looks like an almost hardened plastic or cardboard. And I'm going to read you just one of these comments and one of these emails so you can just, I guess, see what we were receiving. Here's a YouTube comment. I've been making clothing for years as a mother of 10. This piece is a collar from the t-shirt. The black would more than likely be from the burning of the explosion, but the thick folded and end that's facing the camera, most surely the bias band, the seam of the t-shirt that looks clearly cut off. Again, this was echoed by people in the fashion industry.
The seam of the shirt, just in case anybody thinks I'm absolutely crazy with my theory of the seam of the shirt having some type of conductive wiring added to it.
Your mind is asking the right questions. What is the charred, burned thing on the ground? It is his shirt. I have taken care of multiple burns as a plastic and reconstructive surgery nurse, and that is his shirt. How? Just flatten out that bunched up piece, flatten it out in your mind, flip over the right side in your mind. The top part is the bloody top of the white shirt. The back is scorched. Why? How? Because electrical current is hot. Because electrical current is hot. Because electrical current is hot.
And this is the reason why I cannot take full credit for this particular theory that I just came up with, because they came up with it. So this is our collective theory. So shout out to all the people that give all of us information, whether by email, by DM, on a normal basis. This is a collective theory and not just mine.
And the shirt had some polyester in it. When polyester is heated, it melts. It looks literally like a lit cardboard. I had a patient that got burned by a grill and his shirt melted onto his skin, stuck to the skin. Part of it looked just like that. It only had a little polyester in it. Polyester is plastic. It took a procedure called debridement to get the charred shirt off of his skin and spots. The black is necrotic burnt skin, like burning a piece of chicken skin. I'm sorry for the visual, but it is dead skin, burned skin. They likely ripped off his shirt and ripped off his skin. So
It ripped off his skin, not Brian Harpool. Because Brian Harpool said in a video, which most likely he was lying, I got on top of Charlie and cut his shirt open.
My opinion, it is a shirt to burn polyester and charred skin. Do an experiment, find that type of shirt and lay it on an electrical eye in the stove. Think about what it would do to the skin, burn onto it. You see it all the time at blank. You can call a burn MD. Hope that helps. You are in my prayers. Please be safe, really safe. Christ is king and never give up. Go Max. Where is his shirt? It would hold the most evidence. Surely that made it to the hospital and is in the possession of the police, the feds, right? Right?
No.
Wrong. Because here's what happened to his shirt, according to Brian Harpool, who joined Sean Ryan.
I ended up getting on top of him and cutting the shirt that he had on off, that white Freedom shirt. And so I cut it off so they could get to him. So
why would it take for him to jump on top of Charlie and cut off his shirt? Because there's a possibility that the shirt was charred into his skin. Imagine going to the hospital and the person's shirt is charred into their skin. So there's a possibility that he actually had to peel the shirt off of Charlie before they went into the hospital, because the employees of the hospital would have been looking at his shirt like, what exactly is going on?
But I wanted to get that stuff off so they could put a defibrillator on him.
I wanted to get that stuff off. He didn't say I wanted to get his shirt off. I wanted to get that stuff off. So let's go a little farther with this theory. As you can see, Rick Cutler is in the second row having Charlie Kirk on his lap, right? In my opinion, because it's just a theory, in my opinion.
Great. Game violence. Great.
What if it was a remote control? Just a theory.
His name's Rick Cutler. He is a retired police officer and an expert on special weapons and how to fake events. He is head of military training in Guatemala and is contracted with the U.S. government. Is also ex-Israeli military.
I remember where I was when all this was happening. I was in Los Angeles. I had sort of a breakfast/lunch meeting with somebody, and I got the news that Charlie had been shot, and my security was on the phone with Charlie's security because nobody knew what the hell was going on.
My security was on the phone with Charlie's security while they were in the car heading to the hospital.
Well, Charlie was still in the back of the car, and we were sort of getting updates.
See, while Charlie was still in the back of the car, just to give you a timeline.
What the hell was going on in the car? Let's just set the scene of where everybody was.
Shout out to Barron.
Rick Cutler supposedly is holding Brian Harpole. Remember, he has the tattoo. That's Brian Harpole's testimony. Brian Harpole is hanging out of the car because Charlie's too big and we can't close the door. And Rick Cutler is holding on to Brian Harpole for dear life while they go 60, 80, 100 miles an hour on the way to the hospital.
And this might sound crazy, and that's okay. This is just a theory for everybody to simply consider. So I need your help. Am I crazy by coming up with this new theory? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Is it crazy? Is it something that we need to look into? Because if it is, I'll do a live stream about this and possibly a whole series breaking this whole theory down, including bringing in experts that could possibly either debunk this theory or help us go farther with it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I want to know what you think. Is it crazy or is this worth looking into? And before you go, make sure to watch this video. Is either here or here. Click somewhere on this screen and watch the next video.